I found out that my daughter helped my husband keep his affair because she hates me. Now she's wailing because I am replacing her. I was married to my ex-husband Derek for 20 years before divorcing a few months ago. We have 2 kids, a daughter, 22, and a son, 17. I found out Derek was having a 2-year affair, and my world was shattered. But what hurt almost as much was discovering that my daughter had known about it the whole time. She actively hid it from me for 2 years, lied, covered for him, and never once tried to warn me. When I found out, I was devastated, not just by my husband's betrayal, but by my daughter's choice to keep it from me. She was young at the time, and I understand it was a difficult position for her, but the pain was immense. I never confronted her directly, thinking it might affect her as she was about to go off to college. I just told her I knew, that I understood, and tried to move on. But after she left, I found myself distancing myself from her more and more. It wasn't planned. I just needed space to heal, and that meant not calling her as often or reaching out as much. Fast forward a year and a half, and I've started dating someone who has a 10-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. Recently, we all went to Disney together, and he posted a family photo of us on social media. My daughter must have seen it because she didn't call me for over a month afterward. And honestly, I wasn't as affected by her absence as I would have been before. I still love her, but every interaction brings out that pain. Out of nowhere, she called me in tears. She was screaming, saying I hadn't forgiven her and that I'd shut her out on purpose. She accused me of replacing her with my boyfriend and his daughter. She kept saying, "It was a long time ago. I was a kid. I didn't mean to hurt you." She said she thought she was doing the right thing by staying quiet, that she didn't know how to tell me, and that she was terrified of breaking our family apart. She asked me if I'd ever forgive her, or if I'd moved on for good. I tried to tell her that I loved her and never wanted to replace her, but she just kept pushing that I should get over it by now, and that I'd abandoned her for this new life. To top it off, my ex-husband later called me, furious, accusing me of leaving my daughter for a younger man and a new family. He even had the nerve to call me selfish for moving on. My son, who lives with me, found out about his sister hiding the affair. He was crushed and hasn't forgiven her either, and they've barely spoken since. Within a few days, I decided to contact my daughter. I told her I wanted us to talk, not to rehash the past or point fingers, but to figure out how we can move forward. We talked about what had happened, and I finally asked her for the truth about everything. When I first discovered her father's affair, he told me that she had always known about it. He claimed she had been his ally, hiding things from me multiple times. He even said that she disliked me and was on his side. Hearing that from him was devastating. Years ago, there was an incident at her school that changed everything. She had bullied another child in a way that I can only describe as horrifying, so bad that it led to her removal from the school. I wanted her to understand that what she had done was not just wrong, it was extremely wrong. I took away her electronics because that was the medium she had used to fuel the bullying. Everything she did online was monitored. She could only use electronics for homework, and even that was supervised. I made her volunteer at places where she could see the impact of her actions. I even put her in therapy. I did everything I thought was necessary to help her, to make her grow into a better person. She admitted that part of her decision to stay quiet was fueled by a desire to get back at me. She felt like keeping the secret was her way of taking revenge, though she now realizes how wrong that was. She also told me she had tried to get her father to come clean, but he discouraged her from doing so, telling her that I had already been disappointed enough by her situation, and that she shouldn't make things worse. Feeling trapped, she lied and kept lying, hoping it would somehow blow over without me finding out. Hearing this from her was heartbreaking. It didn't justify what she did, but it helped me understand her perspective. Knowing her father pressured her to keep his secret makes my anger toward him even stronger. He broke everything with his affair, and then used our daughter to cover for him, making her feel trapped and responsible for his lies. I hate what he put her through. I told her that I've been hurt, not just by her actions, but by how deeply they shook my trust in her. At the same time, I reminded her that I love her, and I always will. I said that while I can't change the past, I want to rebuild our relationship. We agreed to take things one step at a time. I suggested we try online therapy together, and while she was hesitant at first, she agreed. New updates. Now, after all this time we're in therapy together, I don't know if it's helping or hurting. She spent the entire time blaming me for everything. She said I ruined her childhood. She brought up the punishment from years ago, saying I overreacted and destroyed her life. She also refuses to see what her father did to me. She paints him as some perfect, amazing person, while I'm the villain in her story. I'm exhausted. Final update. Almost 4 months later, my daughter decided to stop therapy. She said it wasn't helping, and I could tell she didn't really want to be there anymore. I didn't fight her on it. We're still in contact, but it's surface level now, and in some ways that's better. There's less tension, fewer fights. I've realized you can't really heal with someone who refuses to take accountability for their actions.